Hey everyone, welcome to my first golf battle shortcut video for this channel. Today we're going to be looking at some all pine forest shortcuts. I'm going to be showing you the best ways to do it every single hole in pine forest. I'm using a 4-power club, the Silver Bullet. I know Panther's slightly better, but I haven't got 3 accuracy, so for today we're going to be using Silver Bullet. So hopefully you enjoy. We're going to show you every single hole in pine forest, and yeah, this is for 4-power, so all the best ones. But yeah, let's jump straight into it. The first one is one in a lifetime. So for this hole, there's only one spot. You need this particular one. You want to fire it red at the very tip of that corner, and if it all goes well, you should get a hole in one. Otherwise, it's just an easy 2. The bounce back, again, pretty straightforward. You want to do the softest orange possible off the back wall and back into the hole. Look out below, another easy hole in one. This one you just want to do the softest orange. Aim it slightly to the left of the hole, and the ramp should pop you in for an easy one. Now we're on to the hole in 2s. Starting off with the football goal, there's only 2 spots where you can make a 2, but if you get it, what you want to do is the hardest green over the tightest angle, so you get over to the very edge here. Then it's just a matter of patience and lining it up perfectly with a hard yellow at the very tight angle, and you should get in for a hole in 2. Otherwise, every other spot you should get an easy 3. For this hole, you just want to do a soft orange to the left. It'll set you up in the middle. And to get the hole in 2, you want to do another soft orange. A little bit of luck involved, but maybe you'll get it perfectly, just like that. This hole's pretty difficult with 4 power, but what you want to do is middle yellow it down in front of the ramp. Then it's all about the timing. You want to shoot just before the ramp flicks up, and you can see it flicks you up the ball and all the way over to the hole. So you've got to get that perfect timing just before the ramp goes up. Speed bump is a pretty straightforward hole. You want to fire it red at the tip of the corner, and to get it in for a hole in 2, see the softest yellow, and the accuracy should pull you in. Time to get back on track. Alright, so you want to fire it red at the right triangle. It's going to biff you up here. And to get the hole in 2, you want to do it further left than you think. If you line it up well, you can get it in for a hole in 2. Right, so to thread the needle, what you want to do, fire it red on the right side from where I was. If you need to do it at the very tip, thread it through that needle and in for an easy 2. Always go to the right. Downing Street's another awesome hole. What you want to do, fire it red at the very tip of that angled wooden block. It'll set you up perfectly over here. From here you want to do the hardest orange in the very middle of that angled block. And if all goes well, you should get a hole in 2. Another easy hole, walk the plank. What you want to do, just middle yellow it up. And depending on where you are, from here about a hard yellow should just drop you straight into the hole. So for this hole, you just got to wait for the swinging board. Make sure it hits you over to the right side. And if you're in the right column, what you can do is fire it red at the very tip of that corner. It's going to rebound you perfectly in the hole. Too easy. Time to ramp it up. So what you want to do, you can either just orange it over. I like to bank it off the wall. If you're in the right starting position and you have a 5-power club, you can actually make a hole in 1. But otherwise, just an easy 2. Down for the hole in 3s. Starting off with up and away. First shot's definitely the hardest. You want to do about a mid to hard yellow off the bank wall, and it should set you up in front of this ramp. From here you can fire it red straight over, and if you get past the block and line up this last shot, it should hopefully pop you in for a nice easy 3. The obstacle course, bit of a longer one. You want to do the hardest orange off the right wall, off the left wall, depending on where you're starting, and then you get through the gap. You can do the hardest yellow possible. Make sure you avoid that obstacle. And the final shot, you've got to avoid another obstacle, and if you line it up, you should get it in for a hole in 3. This hole is the rocket. There's the tip, and here's the engine. Pretty straightforward. Follow it round. Second shot's definitely the hardest. You want to bank it off the wall so that it gets you past the block and you can see an easy hole in 3 lineup. Next up we have 3 blind mice. You want to do the hardest green possible through the swinging pendulum, make sure you don't hit it. Then you need to choose one of the 3 blind mice, do a soft yellow through, and then finally yellow it over the hill and hopefully into the hole if the game likes you, otherwise you might get stuck on the ramp. This is a great shortcut for a 4-power club. What you want to do, the very softest red over the ramp and as close to this ramp as possible. From here you want to do, you can fire it straight over to that platform, but you have to go to the very left. If you go to the right, you're going to hit a death barrier that the game's put in and you're going to get boofed out of the game. So make sure that you get through that tight squeeze, and otherwise it's in for an easy 3. This hole's pretty straightforward. You want to do a soft red off the wall, then over the 1 land bridge to paradise, again hopefully over the speed bump, and finally in for an easy 3. Right, so start off by getting around the mountain. You want to do the hardest yellow. This is a good shortcut. You didn't want to do the softest red down the hill. Don't enter it up to that ramp, go all the way down with the softest red. And from here, if you line it up off that black wall, you should get it in. You'll figure it out pretty soon, and you should get a hole in 3 every single time. Great shortcut there. Time to swing around at the Skatepark. Pretty straightforward hole. Fire it over the ramp. Second shot's the hardest. You want to do the middle to hard orange. And you want it to set you up perfectly here, so you can hit the very tip of that wooden block over here. And if all goes to plan, you should get it in for a hole in 3. This is the loop-de-loop. Fire it off the right wall, and will set you up perfectly every time. Then to the very right of the loop, and as you can see there, it flicks you down and in for an easy 3. Final hole in 3 hole, hills and valleys. Starting off at the hill, fire it red at the board, get as far down as possible. Then make sure you get to the very corner, and you should flick you down into the valley. Then depending on where you are, from back here, you want to do about a soft red, and if you line it up, you might get it in as perfectly as I did. Boom. And there's only 1 hole in 4. Battered and Bruised, because the game's patched it so many times. Not much you can do. There used to be a lot of cool shortcuts, but unfortunately they've patched it all up. So you just have to follow it through how they want you to. Fire it red at the very middle, should get you down the pipe. And just tap it at the corner, and you should get it in for an easy 4. Again, pretty sad that they patched it up, but what can you do? There we go guys, that was Pine Forest for the 4-power club, all the different shortcuts with every hole. Hopefully you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe if you did. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.